Got a good one today. Sorry about that false start. Got the log press done. It's nice and toasty, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm not sure what that is in Celsius, like 38, something like that. But still got it done. Thankfully, it was slightly in the shade where the log press was. So that helped a little bit. Onto some behind the neck press now. Check out the weather. It's kind of that hazy, summery heat, but it's better than negative 10 degrees, right? Better than freezing cold. Let's check the weight, see what we got. I have had some water, probably a little more than normal, and we're checking with the shoes on. So probably 205, 206. Yep. So without the shoes and as much water, maybe 204 something. All right, let me show you the workout. Till the bulk. Let's go. Log press complete. Behind the neck press, we're moving on to now. I already did the warm-up sets for that. 2 sets at 150, hopefully, and then we'll do dumbbell laterals. And see what we can do with the behind the neck press, 150. With the log press, I've noticed, and with farmer carries, deadlifts, I don't know, any big movements, even if I convince myself I need a deload week, the next week when I come back to it, it's always tougher. And I think that's just because, I don't know, either it's a specific movement or maybe just the stronger you get, that's like I've noticed it more as I've gotten stronger. When I was only bench pressing 225, not as much. Like I could take a week off and maybe I would come back stronger the next week. Now, if I take a week off, bench press, I haven't done that in forever. I'm not going to, just because I know that I would come back weaker. But the log press did the military front press, and log press felt the same or tougher than last week. We still able to get 6 reps, but gotta just, for myself at least, I gotta just hammer those bigger movements. Same thing with farmer carries. Took a week off the heavy farmer carries, which is great for the back, good recovery, but then they feel tougher the next week. So it's definitely a balancing act. That is sometimes why I run into issues with, say, deadlift. There was a week when I did the 545 by 4, and I probably should have just chilled and rested that week. But in the back of my head, exactly what I'm thinking about right now. I'm like, if I take a week off, it's only going to be tougher. Of course, if you get hurt, then you're really going to fall behind. So it's definitely a balancing act. All right, let's see what we can do here. I think I did 7 last week, but that was after military press. So hopefully a little better than that. This is a little low, but we're just going to go with it. Whew. Definitely too low on the rack setting, but maybe I got taller. No, I just set it too low. Little rest. Second set, probably 7. That felt really good though. Very happy, especially with it being extra toasty out. Take that with a grain of salt. You see what I did there? For myself, I had a little extra salt, and that seems to help on the warmer days. No idea if that'll work for somebody else. I've seen it recommended by people saying, I think it was Mitchell Hooper actually was talking about salt and sugar as an intra-workout, which is basically Gatorade, but with no other things added to it. So I don't know, seems to work. All right, so I might try and get through 3 sets here. We're ahead of schedule, but it's super toasty out, as I've already mentioned. So I don't want to burn myself out too much today because deadlifts we're going back up, hopefully in the 500 range for some good reps. So if I absolutely decimate my body today and get super dehydrated, plus shoulders already get hit on chest day on Monday and also on Friday. So I do still want to add more to the shoulder workout, but today is not the day for that, sadly. Maybe next week, although next week is vacation. All right, thumbs over. I do like thumbs over. It's just once it gets up above 40, it's not really possible with the grip. All right. Got those pretty good. Time for the rears. Feel good from the carries yesterday. Nothing grumpy in the lower back or anything of that nature. So that's a successful deadlift type movement day. Give it a couple seconds. All right, shoulders feeling puffy. I feel like in some ways, the high rep laterals and rears after heavy presses help everything recover, because after I did the log press set, left shoulder's feeling a little tight. Did the behind the neck press, loosen up a little bit. Did that set, just cleared it up. So I don't know. A lot of people have issues with laterals. I know one of my friends in particular always asks me, like, still doing those lateral raises? I'm like, yeah, they feel fine for my shoulders. I don't know. Sometimes people just go too heavy with them, and then, you know, they tweak their shoulders that way. It's not a movement that really goes well with a low rep range, you know. I like a 5 rep max on lateral raise. Door's closing on its own. All right, let's get 22s. Thumbs over, see what we can do. All right. So I'm gonna go 10 reps, rears. Just get some water, hydrate. 10 reps rears with the 5s. And then one more set on the laterals, maybe 2. Feeling good today. I do kind of miss the days where my shoulder workout was massive, at least compared to this. I used to do single arm dumbbell press, not to be one of those people that's like, oh, I used to bench 405. It's not. My shoulders are the strongest they've ever been, so it's not that kind of story. But I used to do single arm dumbbell press, 3 sets, 5 to 7, and then sometimes out to like as many as 8 sets on the behind the neck press. I think I was in college, so I just had more time. And like a decent amount of rest in between, 2 to 3 minutes, and just toast the shoulders. And for sure, my shoulders got stronger, but I still couldn't do 185 front press for 3 like I did the other day, because I wasn't eating enough food, anywhere near enough food. Sometimes I'll go to the gym at 1 p.m. not having eaten any food, work out for an hour. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes you got to make the mistakes to learn. I think I would still feel like I had a halfway decent workout, but the workouts are so undulating in general. Like 1 week it'll be good, next week it'll be bad. I mean, these workouts, yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm a little more tired, but the strength is always relatively consistent. I never have those big drops in strength unless it's intentional and I'm just trying to adjust or go a little lighter. Food and water. I think I did okay with water back in the day, but food, I mean, you are somewhat limited with college. You can only eat so many meals or whatever at the cafeteria. We'll give it a couple seconds. We'll get 12 more with these. But I could have done a better job. I could have eaten more while I was there. I think that's why I just always stayed in the 180s. I made some good gains the first year in college and then kind of plateaued after that. I think I was like 155, 160. And then when I left college first year, I was 170. So it was creeping, but could have been better for sure. Now that I finally eat food, a little bit less worried about the staying lean. I was always trying to keep like peak abdominal conditioning, if that makes sense. And I think that hurt the gains for sure. Great to be lean, I mean, that's awesome, obviously, but too lean is for sure going to slow down your progress just because you're under consuming calories. So that took me a long time to figure out. I'm still working on it, but I am much more consistent with my food now. And like I said, I think that leads to much steadier gains. But that's it for today. Nice and easy, right? Hope you're having an excellent day. If you really like the content in the video, or even if you just kind of liked it, if you don't mind subscribing, that would be awesome. Helps the channel grow. We're closing in on the 3K subscribers, which is absolutely awesome. Honestly, didn't know how long it would take, but I'm super excited about it. Hopefully 5K by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. We're on a little bit of an exponential curve right now. It's typically how it goes with social media stuff. If you're consistent, very slow at the beginning, starts to build a little progress, then starts to accelerate. So I'm excited. It's really awesome whenever you comment. It's just super cool for me because I know somebody's watching and appreciating the content and actively engaging with it. So thank you so much for doing that. I try and respond to everybody's comment. I think I have a good streak of responding to everybody's comment, because I just like engaging with other people that are interested in the same stuff that I am, you know? So it's a ton of fun. Really appreciate you. And tomorrow we got deadlift day, probably something around 500. Try and get 5+ on the reps and just keep the lower back really locked in good form. And then also we'll do some front squats. The front squats are moving in the right direction. And I think some solid time bulking will knock out a 400 front squat. It's going to take a little while, but we'll get there. All right, that's it. Until tomorrow. Peace.